Oops. Let's see. Hi, everybody. I saw the camera falling, and he'll be out in a second. He's almost done getting all the stuff done, getting all the links. He's trying to get all the links, and I'm trying to cook. I've got cranberry sauce cooking, and I've got peeling potatoes. Got my roasted garlic ready to come out and get that done. So, pa-da! Oh, look who's here. Now he can take over.
Thank you for rescuing my phone.
Bye, everybody. Have fun.
It wouldn't be a Ken from the car without my phone dropping. I tell you what, guys, I'll leave that open. Welcome to a very special Ken from the car. OG, like I like to call it, just you and us. So first of all, I gotta show my sign. I made this sign not too long ago. Grateful for the big things, little things, and everything in between. First of all, I want to thank everyone that is joining this live because I do know it's Thanksgiving and you guys want to be with your family and everything. But I wanted to check in with you guys and talk to you kind of about what's been on my mind and just kind of this year in general. So we'll start. We're going to talk about Black Friday. We're going to talk about my phone keeps falling. So hopefully, hold on a sec. It usually doesn't fall. That's one of my best suction cup thingies. So I don't know what's going on. All right. So if it falls again, it'll get interesting. Let's just say that. Now I'm all worried about it. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but it's going to be a very special one. You and I, and kind of just emotional in a way. As many of you guys know, going into the holiday, okay. I'll start here. I don't even know where to start. As many of you guys know, I'm very transparent with all of you and let you guys know how I'm feeling. I am so nervous this camera is going to fall again. Well, if it does, we'll go through it, right? I might have to call Sean and he'll have to fix it. Hello, everyone that's joining. Hello. I'll wait for a few seconds because I did share this everywhere because I really wanted to talk about a lot of things, just you and I. Ken from the car started with just us. And I love Ken from the car with all my peeps. I love Jasmine. I love Ryan. I love Sean. But I do miss Ken from the car with just us. Because it's kind of a counseling session for me and I get to talk to you guys and tell you how I'm feeling and stuff. And you get to see the turtles and all that stuff. So I'm just going to dive right in. So first of all, happy Thanksgiving to all of your families. And let me tell you kind of what I actually got, going on. So, and yes, I will get to the Cricut Black Friday mystery box, all of Black Friday sales. So I will still cover that. But this is the first time I can really do a Ken from the car on Thanksgiving. Sean and I used to do Thanksgiving for, I think, 17 years. It's a lot of work. So for everyone who does Thanksgiving, my hats are off to you because it's a lot of work. Do the turtles have to go away from Copa? We're going to talk about Copa. And not the Copa Cabana. Anyways, you guys, I am so freaked out that thing is going to fall. Okay, maybe not. All right. I'm kind of avoiding talking, aren't I? All right. So as many of you guys know, I suffer big time with depression, anxiety, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. And yesterday was a hard day. It was Black Friday. It was the first time I did Black Friday without being a Cricut influencer. And it was first Black Friday where sales are down across the board. What is happening? And I am so thankful for what I have, but we sometimes lose track of that. And what I mean by that is, 4 years ago, well, not even 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I was working full-time at a bank, then doing Ken's Creations and Chocolate Tour, doing all of this stuff. And I made the decision, or took the risk, to leave that feeling of security, that feeling of I have benefits, I have a paycheck. So Ken's Creations was extra. Anything that came in was extra. And even last year, I just had Jasmine. And Jasmine made a note to me yesterday that says, you are, you know, not as happy as you were as last year. And I had to step back and really take a look at it. And she's absolutely right. Why do you want me to turn that car on, Anonymous? So essentially, I started, thank you, Angela. I started to reflect, and the holidays are already emotional for me. For anyone watching this, you know how hard it is going into the holidays when you have lost someone. I lost my mom in 2004. She was my person. She was the person I went to when I was having, hi, Auntie Tay. She was the person I went to when I had a hard day, or if I needed a pep talk, or if I needed reassurance. And during those bad days, I always tell people you're on a cliff. And you need someone who gets it and someone who can help you through that. And prior to 2004, my mom was that person. And if I had a hard day, I would go to my mom, and she instantly could relieve my anxiety, my depression. She was very honest with me and could tell me, hey, you're overreacting, or you're not overreacting, or you need to slow down, or you need to not worry about that. And in 2004, she passed, and that was gone. And it's been now, it's going to be 15 years this time, or 16 years. And I kept on telling myself, it's going to get easier. It's going to get easier. People say time heals all wounds. For those of you watching, it doesn't. It's different, but it's still really hard going into the holidays. And when you have anxiety, hey, Jessica, when you have anxiety and depression, it just magnifies it. And so as soon as I start seeing Christmas stuff come out and post about moms on Facebook, it just hits me. And so it starts off as a already baseline of missing someone. And it's just hard going into Halloween. That was her favorite holiday. And going into Halloween and then Christmas, I love these seasons, but they are just hard. So I'm not starting this off to be depressing. I'm starting it off to let you guys know, anyone who's lost a parent, I know it's a hard time. I know, sorry, I just saw Jasmine come in, and we were just talking about this because Jasmine lost her brother a year ago. So if it wasn't for her and so many of you, I would just be lost. So I'm not doing this, Ken, from the card to depress everyone. I really am not. It's about being thankful. And I've been focusing so much on being cheated or everything that I forget to look back and see what we should be thankful for. And yesterday was one of those days that I realized, when I get stressed, when I have anxiety, when I get stuff, I try to push it down and I try to not think about it. But when things start piling up, I'm sorry, I am all over the place. I am so sorry. I need a drink of my apple cider. This is, just so you guys know, this is my favorite drink. It is apple cider with chai tea and caramel. It's not very healthy. All right. So anyways, let me start at square one, because I am all over the place. I am a people pleaser. My love language, if you've never read the 5 love languages, they're amazing. It tells you kind of what your love language is. And mine is words of affirmation and gifts. And words of affirmation are just people that say, you know, like, oh, you're doing great. I love this. I love that. I love this. And gifts aren't necessarily someone bought me a gift, but they are things that people have sacrificed for me to show their love. And so those are my love languages. And so, when you have anxiety and all that stuff, it is crazy. And when I left my job at the bank, it was just me and Jasmine. Fast forward a year, and I have Sean, I have Ryan, I have Jasmine, and I'm paying, you know, for benefits and 401k, and it's a lot. And so, oh, quality time is a good one. That's Sean's. Sean's is quality time. I implore you guys to read that book, 5 Love Languages. And it's not just for your significant other. It is for your friends. It is for everyone in your life. I know Allie's love language. I know Jasmine's love language. And essentially the book is all about how we project our love language onto people, but it's not necessarily what their love language is. And that's where you get the conflict is I will buy Sean gifts and I will give him so many words of affirmation. And that's not his love language. His love language is acts of service and quality time. So, you know, he would constantly clean the house and want to be with me. And I'm like, this is my love language. So we have to remember what each other's love languages are. And my mom knew my love language even before I read that book. She knew I was gifts. She knew I was words of affirmation. And, you know, I literally, we had that. So this year I have been a stress ball because I feel like the weight of the channel, the weight of 4 people's lives that I'm helping, all is on my shoulders. And I'll be honest, my affiliate sales are down from last year, and our sales are down. And when we look at last year's numbers compared to this numbers, they're down. And I was focusing so much on that. I was focusing on, you guys know, I'm in 8th place. I'm this, I'm that. And that's not me. And I was thinking, why am I doing this? And it is just because that's what we focus on. We live in a social media world where we go and look at different things and compare ourselves. We might not think we do, but we do. And it shapes it. And when I start at a level and I'm already anxiety and depression, it's so sad because Jasmine says and Allie says, I can totally tell when you're having a bad day because you retreat and you put on headphones and you start biting at people. And then I lose track of what I'm thankful for. And I lose track of what my whole thing was. So when I started Ken's Kreations, it was because of Allie. And she had said, you make these do craft reviews and do cards and stuff. And the story I've shared before, but I haven't shared in a long time, is in 2001, my mom came to me because I was struggling. Do I want to be a nurse? Do I want to be a teacher? Do I want to do this? And I literally, one day she says, you need to do something with your creativity. You need to make cards for Hallmark. And I was like, that's not a thing, Mom. That's not a real job. She was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, no, it's not. And the crazy thing is she died in 2004, in February of 2004. And in May of 2004, I got a job at Hallmark as the store director. In 2008, Sean bought me a Cricut that sat in my closet for 2 years. And in 2012, Allie said, let's make some stuff. And she said, start a blog and put your cards on there, which led to a YouTube channel. And I honestly think it was her telling me, this is what you need to do. And every day I think of that. Every day I think of her and the direction she's given me in life. And the reason I'm doing this, Ken, from the cars, I had a dream last night. And it was of her. And her telling me to just slow down and be thankful. So that's what this video is going to start off with, is what I'm thankful for and taking her advice and just being my authentic self. This past year has been amazing, and it's also been hard. When we look at last year, we are so blessed. I have amazing audience like you. I have amazing business collaborations. We have traveled the world. Literally, I mean, I wrote it down because, like I said, I am all over the place. Shocker. We've been to Cancun in Canada, New York, Florida, Texas, Hawaii, Africa. We've been so many places. But on the same hand, too, when people say, oh, you should come here, I'm like, I am drained on travel. Not because I don't love it, just because I'm drained on it. Just, we've been traveling so much. And it takes away from friends and family and, doing so much. And I watched Auntie Tay's video yesterday. I watched the replay, and she talked a lot about kind of the same things, that we do so much for things that everyone kind of wants a piece of you and stuff. And I was sitting down and watching that, and I went to bed, and that's when my mom came to me in my dream and said, hey, slow down, enjoy life, and be thankful. Put your true message out there. The one thing I've always told you guys is I am transparent, and I will tell you exactly how it is. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this live from the car with just me. I have so much to talk to you about. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. You guys know I suffer with ADHD, and it is the basis of where my anxiety comes from. It's the basis of where my depression comes from. If I get overwhelmed and my house is a mess and stuff, I know some people say, who cares? But for me, that just starts triggering my anxiety. And the one thing I realized that has changed is my Ken from the cars. I looked at it, and I used to just be you and me, and we would talk and, just tell you where you are. And they've kind of turned into a taste test and a this and that. And I'm like, I just miss being honest and transparent and pushing down those feelings of I'm overwhelmed. And telling people, like, I'm a yes person. I want to make everyone happy. I want to say yes to everyone. If a business comes to me, do this, yes. If this, yes, 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 yes. I'm a yes person. And that is amazing because I love it. That's my words of affirmation is my love language. So I project it. And I just want to make sure people are happy. Like, that's my message, is happiness. And I've lost track of that. I really have. And I started reading 2 books, which is Blue Ocean Strategy, which is essentially, don't worry about the competition. Don't compare. Don't change yourself. Just do things that you don't normally do. And that's kind of what Ken from the Car started as. Ken from the Car started as I worked at a bank. I couldn't talk about stuff in a bank because of confidentiality reasons. So I'd go to my car, sit and talk to you guys. And it kind of took off. And I was like, weird. And that's kind of why this book has resonated with me. And then I started reading The Levels of Happiness, which is essentially all about, there's 4 levels of happiness, and where are you, and projecting it. And they have really hit with me, which leads me to Africa. I haven't talked a lot about Africa because, number 1, it was so hard being there. It was rewarding. But number 2, when I think about it, I think of how much of a-hole I am, because here I am struggling and comparing myself, and I need to have the most likes. I need to have the most views. I have to have the best affiliate sales. And I got back from Africa, and for a week it changed me, because they literally have nothing. They have nothing. They don't have light. Many of them don't have food. Even water is a luxury there. And literally, I was with an amazing group from Watts of Love, and the photographer there was like, I just love you. I want to be by you. And she came up with this term that you're seeing now is, I just love your Kenergy. She took energy and Ken and put it together. Her name is Meredith. And that's me. I always want to make sure people are laughing and happy and stuff. So I very rarely show the side that I struggle. Very few people see that side. Sean sees it, Ali sees it, Jasmine sees it. And because I want to have fun. I always want to, you know, make sure you're happy and you enjoy it and stuff. And in Africa, we had so much fun. So much fun. It was great people. We laughed. And I went there and I came back changed. That I was there. I got to be part of this. And there was a time I was having a talk with the CEO of Chakator, and she said the same thing. She goes, we live in a world where it's all about likes and shares and subscriber count and all of that stuff, that we lose track of the fact that these people in Africa don't even know that. They don't know Facebook. They don't know likes. They're just trying to get lights and stuff. And I haven't shared a lot just because we are sharing some at the Chakator leadership. But these are the lights we gave out. Let me turn it on. So that's light 1, light 2, light 3, and emergency light. And we would go to a village. We would sit down and empower them and say, we want to give you this light, but it's not about the light. It's about what you do after the light. So most of the people in Africa have a thing, they use kwacha. So for $1, it equals about 700 kwacha. So $2 for us is $1,400 kwacha. And they usually spend it on batteries to put in their flashlights. So this is solar. So they still, you know, they can take this and all the money they save, they can go and buy a chicken. And after that, they can sell the eggs. And then after that, they can buy another chicken and more eggs, which leads to them getting a goat, which leads them to getting a cow, which leads to them getting a pig. And the next thing that you know, they have created a little business in their village. And I related so much with that because myself, started Ken's Kreations in the same way. Like, I was just passionate and wanted to share with you guys. But the difference is I have light and we have stuff. And we would sit down and we would go over how to teach the light. And when it was on the first setting, which is this setting, the majority of people would cover the light like this. And I finally asked my translator, why are they covering the light? Just, you can see how bright it is. And I said, why are they covering the light? And he says, because it's too bright for them. They've never seen light. They've never seen light that bright. And I said, I don't understand that. And then I realized the first night how dark it is there. It's pitch black. There is no light. There is no ambient light. There is no signs or cell phones or neon. Like, there's nothing to give you light. So it's literally the stars is your light. Hence the little things. I think we take for granted all the little things that we have luxury to, lights and everything. Clothes, lights, and it made me realize, like, oh my gosh, we are so blessed. And Africa to me was a blessed trip. But then I realized the reason I was in Africa was because of you guys. And I haven't done a good job thanking you guys. I didn't earn that trip on my own. It was support from all of you guys buying our products and rallying between me and Sean and wanting us to succeed. And I focus so much sometimes on the numbers and comparing and stuff that I started pushing that down and making sure that no one saw that side. I need to be a good leader. I need to be a good YouTuber. I need to be a good Facebook. I need to be a good friend. I need to be a good family member. And if it was hard, I pushed it down, pushed it down, pushed it down. And I realized that by doing that, I started building my anxiety. I started building all of that. I read every single comment. I don't let YouTube comments bother me too much, but I've heard so many people reach out to me and their first sentence out of their mouth is, I know you're busy and I'm sorry I'm bugging you. And that is because I put that narrative out there. I've put that narrative out there that I'm busy. And I'm so busy that to reach out to me is an issue. And a year ago, I wasn't like that. I always said, reach out to me. You're the reason I'm here. You're the reason Ken's Kreations exist. And yesterday, I kept saying to my team, to Sean and Jazzy and Ryan, and they all knew I was stressed. Ali knew I was stressed. And they were like, what's wrong? And I just said, our numbers are down. Our numbers are down. Our numbers are down. We need to get up. And I was sitting in the room with Jasmine, and I was venting, and I was complaining. And she was like, it's okay, Kenny. But she did say, what changed from last year to this year? And what changed was my mindset. And it was all about being the first out of the door. I'm not going to lie. Everyone says, I'll just be honest with you guys. This year, even though it's had some great positive things, there's been some hard stuff this year. I'm not going to lie. When Cricut dropped me, it hurt. I did a lot for them. I made a lot of videos. I did a lot of stuff. And I went to the Silhouette Summit. And because I'm not biased, I want to show you guys all the machines and what they're worth and stuff. And I've talked about this, but not in depth. But I always will tell you guys, I'm 100% for you. I want to give you informed decisions and stuff. I personally think the Cricut Maker is the best machine on the market. However, I went to the Silhouette Summit and within a week they dropped me. And it hurt. It really did hurt. Because the 5 years prior to that, I did everything I could. I'd make videos, professional videos that took weeks, voiceovered. And I still love Cricut. Don't get me wrong. I love everything. I love their machines. I use their materials. I love their Cricut Cuties, which we're going to talk about. But when that happened, I think it kind of triggered a kind of a downward spiral of, how am I going to make those funds up? What am I going to do? What am I going to focus on? And you know what I did? I tried to focus on too much. We're going to focus on this company and this company and this company and Chalk Couture and spread myself thin. And that's where the anxiety started. And yesterday was a pinnacle of kind of my frustrations and stress and stuff. And then my mom visited me. And all it was her and me talking. She had a coffee table. And we would sit around the coffee table. My mom was a smoker. Unfortunately, that's what she died from. But she would talk to me and just say, you need to worry about this, and who cares, and it's their loss. And her word was truth in my life. If she said something, I was like, that's it. My mom said it. And she sat there and just said in my dream, don't forget that your words impact so many people. And because of you, there are people out there that find hope again. It wasn't those exact words. It was a dream. Who knows what exactly she said. But what I took away from it was Sean's mom called 2 days ago. And she's been having a lot of surgeries. And she called just to say thank you, because she said it was you guys that kept me alive and kept me going and stuff. And I started looking at all these comments of people that says, I literally wait for your Ken from the car to have fun, and because of you I'm not depressed, and because of you I've gotten out of bed, and because of you I can get through my chemo treatments, because of you guys I laugh again, because of you I fell in love with Chocateur, which has relieved my depression, and stuff. So, which leads me to a couple things I wanted to share with you guys. I think it's crazy that people just send me mail sometimes, because I honestly, when I say this, I don't feel like I'm a celebrity. Some people say, oh, you're a celebrity. I'm like, no, I'm just a guy. But I got a card from Sherry, and I hope I'm saying it right, LaForce. And I'm just going to read it to you guys. It says, hey, y'all, I have this card for 36 years. I've had some, I won't go into that, it's personal stuff. But basically, she has a card that when things get hard, she reads it. So she sent this to me. It's called Don't Quit. I'm going to read it real quick. It says, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. I have to say thank you so much for this card. But what really hit me is the person who gave this to me has had this card for 36 years. They've carried it with them 36 years and they gave it to me. Sorry. They had it for 36 years and they chose to give it to me. And that's huge. So thank you. That's when I decided I had to make this message, because I have so many of you guys that send me amazing messages and support. And sometimes we cannot measure our success. We cannot measure our approval in numbers and money and how much we've made and how much we've lost and compared to last year, because sometimes our biggest wins are the ones that go unnoticed. And when I read that last night, because I opened it last night, the message was there, but to know she's had this for 36 years and gave it to me is, I cannot. I also then opened up another card. Thank you. I'll read it. Basically, they were paying for one of our auction items. I want to thank you for all of the joy you do in helping us be creative. May God always bless you and Sean. Miriam, sorry. I got another card with rings. They want to know our ring side and see what I can do with it. And then last month, I have a Chocateur team. You guys know that. And I like to spoil them and give them stuff. And sometimes I put messages out there and I don't even take my own advice. And I told them last week, you know, when doing Chocateur or any business, there's times where we feel like we're putting in so much work and we get so frustrated because we don't see the results. We live in a society where it is 100% instant gratification. If I put this out here, I should see results right away. And if we don't, we want to give up. And I literally told my entire team, I want you guys to remember to keep going. And this is a warning because it is, it does have bad language, but I got a year ago, about this time, one of my chalk sisters, Sarah Paige Gruber, gave me a bracelet. And she says, Ken, when you're going through hard times, when you feel like your world is crumbling, look at this bracelet. And don't use your teeth. Don't use your teeth. As I am. This is what it says. It's backwards. I know. Basically, it says, keep effing going. And you put it on your wrist because it reminds you that, darling, sometimes life is tough, but so are you. And to keep going. And I gave this to my team. I put this message out there, but I didn't follow my own advice. Because there's days where I let it defeat me. And I'm drained emotionally. I'm drained physically. I'm drained everything. So things that should not be a big deal are escalated in my mind. And the first thing I do when I wake up is I check my numbers. I check to see what my commission is with Chocateur. I check to see where I'm at on my Cricut affiliate sales. I check all of that stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing? That's important. Absolutely, we all need to make an income. But it stresses me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to support 4 families and I have to get benefits and I have to do all this stuff. And then I forget about our successes. I feel, I forget the fact that Sean and I get to work from home. I forget the fact that we have you guys. I forget the fact that we've done so much, but I forget the fact that we're putting inspiration out there. And even though I might not hear it, there's so many people. Oh gosh, does my phone stop? No, it's not. I don't even know what's happening. I need to take a drink of water. I forget about the times that I wanted to share with you. We go to Creativation and so many people come up and say, we're huge fans and they want a photo. We go to Chocateur Con and we took tons of photos with people and people that said, I had some people saying I'm starstruck and stuff. And I don't view myself as a celebrity, but I forget so many of you guys do watch us and support us and you want to meet us. And I forget about the friendships I've made and stuff, you know. You guys all know I'm friends with Teresa and friends with Auntie Tay, and all of these relationships I've created came from Ken's Creations and you guys and being out there and being my authentic self and not letting the little things get to me. And I really do feel that I needed my mom to tell me some of these things. See, it's falling. It's falling. Okay. And so it was a good message. And I'm so thankful. All right. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I absolutely love you. I absolutely am sorry that I've kind of lost track of me and myself. I am so thankful. Uh-oh. Where is he? What is he doing? Do you want to come? Oh, he wants to come say hi. Hi, Sean. Are you coming out here for a bit?
For a moment.
Sean is very busy making Thanksgiving.
I've been watching the whole thing.
I'll move our camera that keeps falling.
I know, it's keep going.
Okay, so I just wanted to say, I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my team. I'm thankful that they put up with me because it is not easy. We all have our faults. We all have things that make each other tick. We all have stories that you guys don't see. We get so many comments during our lives that can be nice to Sean. Be nice to Sean. You smell like garlic.
That's because I've been touching it.
And you guys don't know this, but he's my everything. I'd be lost without Sean. I know that.
But you're my everything.
I know.
And
but
some.
I think sometimes that narrative gets out there because I'm at this point where I'm just, frustrated and stuff. But just know that we're so thankful for you. We are so thankful we got to take you to Africa with us. We are so thankful that you do follow us in any direction. We're so thankful that Chocator came into our life. I don't think you realize how much Chocator kind of saved me. I was really depressed. I was really lost. And I had no intentions of joining a direct sales. I had no intentions of making an income on it. I had no intentions. But when I get in my worst spot, I go chalk it out. I really do. So anyways, I've spent 45 minutes crying and everything else. So to the good points of Black Friday sales, because I do know you guys want to hear about Black Friday sales. And so I'm going to quickly cover them and then we can kind of go back to some stuff. So first and foremost, I want to give a big shout out to all my Patreon users out there that support me through Patreon. Patreon's a great way to support your creative people, and you get files and stuff. So thank you to Patreons. There's a link down below. I do want to tell you some of the great deals out there, and then we will finish this on a high note. Black Friday sales are crazy this year. Amazon has some great ones. Amazon Craft has great ones. Our Opal ice machine is on an amazing deal. They have Amazon Home, Amazon Devices. Everyone's been asking me, are you guys going to do any kind of Chocator Black Friday? Which we are. It will be in the Ken official Facebook group. So join that group if you want to get access. They launch tomorrow. So before I go into all of these, I just want to thank everyone I am about to list. These are all of our business partners. By using these links, it helps support us, which helps brings more content. And we're very thankful for these partnerships. So 651, if you guys don't know who that is, that's Troy. When I was at the Silhouette Summit, I got the amazing chance to sit and talk with him for a whole day, and I left wanting to support him. And he has a company called 651 Vinyl. They have a huge Black Friday sale going on. The link is down below. That takes you to all their Black Friday sales, so definitely check that out. Even though I just told you guys that I was kind of hurt by Cricut, I'm not going to take away the fact that I still love their machines. Their machines are amazing. I love the Cricut Maker. I love the infusible ink. So I did want to let you guys know they did release a Black Friday, and I'm super excited because in the box there is a Cobalt Cricut Cutie. So if you do want this Cricut Cutie, it's great. It's $39.99 for the mystery box. I do have all the contents. I didn't do a mystery box reveal video and stuff because here's why. I'm gonna let you guys know. I have let sales and bundles and everything take over everything. And because of that, I think that's where a lot of my joy left, because I focus so much on everyone needs to use links, and I have to be the first out the door, and I'm no longer a Cricut product expert, so I'm going to always be a step behind. And I didn't want that to be my narrative anymore. So even though I'm going over it now, I just want people to know that we're going to do things a little different. But anyways, bye, Sean. Love you. Oh, you're so sweet.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So if you do want the Cricut mystery box, I do have a link down below with all the links. The main reason I'm showing you this is the Cricut Cutie, because everyone loves this guy. And if you use 10Ken, you get 10% off. I do want to share with you the Silhouette sale because of the cool machines that they have. If you're in the market for a Silhouette Cameo 4, which I will say is by far my favorite Cameo machine they've released. Ooh, that's bright. I don't want you to miss out on this because they have the pattern pink and the pattern blue on sale. So check that out. And then everything else I've already kind of shared with you, but I'll quickly go over. Teresa Collins has her exclusive cameo for it's black with Teresa Collins logo on it. Ken 10 gets you 10% off. The Thermo Web is finally 20% off with deals 2020. Arteza is 15% off with code BFCM15. My favorite things is 35% off with code thanks. Blitzy is 50% off one item with thank you 50. Pink and Main is 25% off with Black 2019. Consumer Crafts is 20% off with Save for Day. Scrapbook.com is a flat rate Nice List 2019. Michael's up to 70% off, and they have a 30% off entire purchase. Code Expressions Vinyls is 20% off. Thankful 2019. Joanne's Craft is 25% off everything with Cheer 25. Plus Ranger Ink, Spellbinders, Tonic Studios all have their sales. So anyways, I did want to cover those because I know a lot of you have been messaging me and saying, what's the best deals? And that's where they're at. I also gave you the links for all of the Watts of Love. And that's really kind of my big focus is anything you guys can do to support Watts of Love would be amazing because these lights are $50 and this is what we hand out when we go there to Malawi. And you can see how much light. Let me show you this. I'm going to shut this so you can see how much light. So that's the first setting, second setting, third setting. Oh my gosh. And they've even thrown in this setting, which is an SOS setting. So let me show you this again. Turn off the lights. That's dark. First setting, second, third, SOS. So, definitely now I'm in the dark. There we go. If you want to support them, there is some links down below for $1 all the way up to $50. I would be so thankful because it is something that's near and dear to my heart. Now that I've went there and met these people and seen it there, I would love that. All right. So I do want to finish on a few happy notes with you guys. I got to take a drink of water. I wanted to finish just as a thank you to all of you guys. Over the past few months, I've let my narrative be, I'm stressed, I'm so busy, we need to be number one. And last week, I did a live in my Chocolate team page. And so many people responded on that live. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Ken's back. I'm so glad this is the best live. This is what we needed. And I had a lot of my team members reach out to me and say, Ken, the last few months you've been so stressed. And number one, you know, we can see your frustration and we can see this. And even though those were hard comments to hear, I needed to hear them because I did. I let that narrative be. So if I put out that narrative to my team, I'm stressed, we're not number one, blah, blah, blah. Why would anyone want to join Chocolate? Why? He's stressed. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to join his team. He's not going to have enough time for me and stuff. And I watched that. I watched Annie T's video. I watched a lot of videos. I watched Shane Dawson's video where he kind of talked about stressness and stuff. And I think people think because you're on YouTube, the money's flowing, which it's not. As many of you guys know, the COPA law, which if you haven't heard, is essentially YouTube communities freaking out because if you target kids in your video or even talk about kids or have kid projects, you might lose your monetization on YouTube. And we don't make a ton of money on monetization, hence why I always try to have business partnerships and work with other creators and work with these companies. But it does reiterate the fact that you guys really do have such power in your hands. You can support creators. You can support small business. You can support those people out there that are trying to do what they do. But at the end of the day, I realized Money's great. Money is great. However, it's not my love language. And that's why we used to always go live and share everything, because that is being with you guys, talking with you guys, meeting you guys. You guys are what fill my love tank. And I just wanted to say thank you so much on today, because it is Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful for the community. I'm beyond thankful for Sean and Jasmine and Allie and Ryan, because they have had to deal with my crazy butt over these past few months. I'm thankful for my health. I've lost 80 pounds and I feel great. I've been getting a ton of comments on, how amazing I look, or just in general, how healthy, my healthy decisions. And it's been hard. I don't eat. Maybe that's why I'm cranky. Maybe that's why I'm cranky, is I don't eat as much. All I eat is protein. No sugar. Maybe I need more sugar. Let's be honest. I literally eat sugar all the time. It's all about choices. You guys, I just am thankful for you. Last Friday, Jasmine, because I was so stressed and everything was happening, she says, we need to get you out of the house. And she took me to a craft fair, and I was like, let's do a camp from the car, because we didn't do one last week. And it was the funnest thing, and we both needed it. We both really needed it. For those of you who don't know, last Christmas, Jasmine lost her brother. So she's going through a lot of stuff. And we've really relied on each other. She will say, Ken, how do you get through this? How do you deal with this? And I'm like, you just take it day by day, And it's been a blessing to have her here. It's been a blessing to laugh with her. She left a job at a bank, come work at Ken's Kreations, which is literally working with me sometimes hour by hour. And I remember when she started and Ryan started and Sean started, they literally said, how do you do this all? Like, you do so much. How do you do it? And I'm like, I am literally hanging on by a thread. Like, that's where my meltdowns come from, because I get so anxious and there's so much going on. And I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. And Jasmine's like, you cannot keep doing this. You're going to burn yourself out. And you're going to get sick again, or nothing should come more for that. And that's what kind of triggered me going down memory lane. What is different from last year? What have I done? And it all started with, I'll be honest, it all started kind of with getting dropped by Cricut. And I'm not blasting Cricut. Please don't take it that way, because I'm still thankful for them, and they do partner with me, and I still can be an affiliate with them, and they're amazing. However, when they dropped me, it hurt. It literally pushed me to say, okay, what else can I do? Where do I go now? I've done so much for them. And I think it kind of triggered this downward spiral. And it took until yesterday with my mom visiting me saying, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. You are blessed in so many ways. We are. We before I left my job at the bank, I made sure my house was paid off. I made sure our debt was paid off. I made sure everything was great. So we could take a risk, and things might change. I might have to have Sean go back to get benefits, because benefits are crazy expensive, guys. They're like $1,500 a month. But literally, exactly. Sandy says you are enough. And that's kind of what I have to remember. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm going to share one last story before I leave. And I'm going to be sharing this at leadership, so I don't want like a ton of people to like spread this word, but I didn't want to go to Africa at all. At ChalkCon, when they announced it, I told Sean, I don't want to go. I was scared. It was a lot of travel. It was shots and all this stuff, right? I didn't want to go. I was very proud of what we raised, but I didn't want to go. I'll be honest, I did not want to go. And then I started taking the shots and getting sick, and I was like, I don't want to go. I told Sean, I was like, I am petrified of this trip. And so we got on the plane, and I told Sean, I said, I'm not looking forward to this. This is not my jam. And I prayed a lot. And I was like, Mom, I really need to know if I need to go on this trip. Like, am I going to die? Like, I literally was like, I'm probably going to die. I'm going to get malaria and die. I get a little, I might, over exaggerate from time, but I literally was terrified. Even when we landed there, we went to the first day and I wasn't fully vested. I kind of was taking it all in, but I wasn't interacting. And I was like, Mom, what am I doing here? Maybe I shouldn't be here. I need a sign. I need a sign that this is where I'm supposed to be. And sorry if I can't get through the story. It is very emotional. So we went to the village on the first day. It was very hard, but I still was kind of like, okay, whew, 7 more days of this. And at the very end, Nancy, who is the CEO of Watts of Love, said, I want to take the chocolate tour people and go to home deliveries. And home deliveries is where we actually go into the village, visit people in the homes, and give them a light because they can't make it to a meeting. So this is like people that are disabled, people that can't walk, and all that stuff. And we're going into these villages like boom, boom, like, oh my gosh. And they wanted to get the 3 chocolate tour people to hand out a light. So we're talking, they wanted Christine, the CEO, Anne Schneider from Front Porch, and then me. So we get to the first place. Anne does it. She does a great job. Anne was so excited for this trip to make an impact. And she gave it to an elderly couple. We get to the second house, which is a lady sitting on a blanket that has not moved from that spot in 3 years. She sat in that one spot for 3 years without a light. So it was already emotional. It was already this. And then everyone said, okay, Ken, it's your turn. And I was like, I don't want to give a light. Isn't that horrible? I was like, I don't want to give a light. And it wasn't because I didn't want to give a light. I just had this gut feeling that was like, I don't know if I want to give a light. And they handed me the light and I said, I want Sean to do it. And everyone was like, why? And I said, I don't know why. Normally I'm all about it. I was so busy giving little kids fist bumps and making bombs. And that's where my heart was. As I was doing all these kids fist bumps because they're terrified of you at first because they've never seen a white person. So they think we're ghosts. And I was all into that fist bumps and talking to the kids. And they said, you need to give this light. So they wanted to get it on film and do all this stuff. And I said, I don't know why, but my gut tells me I don't want to give this light. And they're like, okay, it's your choice. So I gave Sean the light and I said, do you want to do it? And Sean's like, I don't care, I'll do it. We got in the car and they didn't tell us where we were going. And all of a sudden, the CEO of Watts of Love said, stop. And we said, what's going on? And we stopped our van and there was a soccer game happening or football game over here with probably 100 of kids. And off to the left, there was a guy, a teenager in a wheelchair. And I thought he was just, couldn't walk or something. They asked me again, are you sure you do not want to give this light? And I said, I do not know why, but I want Sean to give it, And we got out of the car. No one was around this kid. He was disabled. He probably was on the autism spectrum. You guys got to know that before Sean worked at a children's rehabilitation center, he helped kids or made relationship, obviously, with kids that had speech problems, autistic, communication, just like that's what he did. He goes up to this kid that has nobody around him. And I could tell instantly he was disabled and he had some mental issues, whether it was autism, he couldn't speak. And Sean got down on his level and started talking to him. And because of his history, he knew exactly how to do it. He knew exactly what to say. He knew everything. And the entire time, the kid is just smiling. And nobody cared about him. Nobody cared that this kid was in a wheelchair. Nobody cared that he was there. And this game is happening across the street. All these kids are having fun, playing soccer or football. And Sean's explaining to this kid about it, how to use the light. And no one's near him. And I was fighting back the tears because for 2 things that happened. I literally was proud that Sean was doing this and it was connection. But it was That was the sign from my mom saying, you're exactly where you need to be right now. Because it couldn't have been more perfect to have Sean deliver that light to that kid. And that trip turned like that for me. I knew at that moment, it was my mom telling me, you are exactly where you need to be. You need to be making a difference. You need to show this to the world. You need to share this experience. And I had so many of the Watts Love people say, what changed for you? And I said, that moment changed for me. And as Sean is delivering this light, all of these kids that were playing soccer start coming over. And there was like 10, 15, 20. Sean did not take his focus off that kid. And then all of a sudden the dad comes up from the kid. And as we're walking away, and I'm crying, of course, because I'm looking at it as my mom has a meaning and she's telling me this is exactly where it would be. I just watched Sean give a light and he did it excellently. I mean, he knew exactly what to say to him. He knew how to make eye contact with him. He knew everything because that's what he did. And we get back in the van and I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And that's when I started talking. It was just me, the Watts of Love photographer, Watts of Love CEO, Christine, myself, Ann, and Sean. And that's when the talk happened of, here we are, worried about lights. We're worried, likes, shares, making the most money. And the CEO of Watts of Love said, in a year, we're going to come back and hopefully he still has that light. And I said, what do you mean? She says, typically, the disabled and elderly get their lights stolen from them because they can sell them. And luckily he has a dad and they went back and talked to the dad and stuff. But it was just so surreal to me. There they don't help the disabled. There they don't help the elderly. There's an albino community that I still I can't share a lot of that story because these kids are albinos and the entire community kills them for their bones, kills them because they feel like their bones are magical. And there was parents there that literally are thinking about getting rid of their kids because they're shunned by the community. And we were there and this little boy who didn't want to be near me, we ran out of chairs, so he had to sit on my lap. Had to. He didn't choose to, he had to. And I'm sitting there. He doesn't want to really talk to me. And so I'm just kind of rubbing his back. And the next thing I had my phone out and he grabs my phone and realizes he can see himself on my phone and see that he can take pictures. And I'm not kidding when I say he probably took 300 pictures, like of his face, of a heart, everything. I have pictures from the waist down. If you did not know a kid took these, you would look at these pictures and be like, Ken, why are you taking a picture of everyone's junk? And I'm not kidding when I say there's like 300 photos. I can't even look at those photos. I can't delete those photos. I can't. Most of them are random of nothingness, but it's so special to me because this kid who is albino and shunned by his community took those photos. And for me, I will never delete those photos. I will never, ever get rid of those because in that moment I realized we are so lucky in America. So, so lucky. And you would think I would have known that leaving Africa, like that would have stayed with me longer. It stayed with me for about a week. And then I fell back into my old habits. And that experience was amazing, life-changing. I'm so thankful for it. And a week later, I went back to my old habits of getting the most likes, making sure I had the most sales, making sure everything. And last night I did reach out to the CEO of Chocolate because people could tell a difference. People could, even during our meetings and stuff, they said, where's Ken? Why is he not laughing? Why is he not being himself? And so I called her and just had a heart-to-heart. She talked with me for 3 hours, guys. And last night I told her, thank you so much, because that would have been a call I normally would have had with my mom. that would have been a call I would normally have reached out to my mom and just said I'm having a hard time talking through with me, because I would call her each day. And I had someone take the time, 3 hours, to talk to me about it and talk me through it. It made me think. And that's when I realized we never know the impact we have on people. So don't forget, you guys impact me every day. I read all of your messages. I am so thankful for you. I'm thankful that you use our links and support us. I'm thankful that you have looked at Chalk Couture with us and joined Chalk Couture. I'm thankful for my business partners. Your messages are just as strong as my messages. Auntie Tay's video yesterday was so powerful to me. Her video on epoxy and being very careful making glitter clips, like you have no idea what your actions and what you put out there do. And I'm just very thankful. I'm so blessed. I'm thankful that my mom is still with me. I am thankful for all of you guys. I'm thankful for, if we can relieve one day and turn it around for you, I'm thankful for it. And you guys. So yes, there are some great Black Friday sales out there. Yes, take advantage of them. Yes, please use my links because it does support this channel. But ultimately, at the end of the day, thank you for joining us on this crazy journey. Thank you for watching this now hour and 20 minutes of me rambling and crying. I want you guys to know that this video is not a sad video. I know I've been crying a lot and fighting back the tears. And it's not because I don't want to cry in front of you guys. But once I start crying, I don't stop. I'm just want to let you know. And I had to do this, even though it was Thanksgiving and I knew you guys were busy. I just had to get this off my chest and let you guys know that these past few months have been hard. But I finally realized exactly what I need to do and go forward and go back to just me and not worrying about, is this company going to be mad at me if I say this? Or I have to promote this, or I have to do this video, or I need to recruit more people. I need to change it up. I need to go in this direction. I need to go in this direction. Because once again, my mom came and told me, you're exactly where you need to be. And you have everything you need. And she's right. I do. I'm very lucky. And I'm very thankful for all of you guys. So I hope you are with your friends and family. I hope you are having an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope you guys literally get everything you need. And thank you so much for the support. Thank you for using our links. Thank you for buying our auction. I just want to let you guys know we raised almost $10,000 on that auction. So $5,000 to Toby, $5,000 to Lights. I mean, that's amazing. And I know a lot of those pieces, it's so funny because I tell people some of the prices you guys bought stuff and I'm like, I know no one else would buy that, but you guys did because it's something we made. And that, oh my gosh, is so amazing. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. Go out there and get some of these great, crazy deals and save money, because I believe 100% you should never pay full price, right? Never. You should always get a deal. If you're interested in Chalk Couture, check out my Ken's official Facebook group. Tomorrow we are going to have a crazy Black Friday sale. And as you sit around your Thanksgiving table, whether you're with loved ones or loved ones that are no longer with us, just remember how amazing we have it in America. And know that, I know that you guys always say I inspire you or that you love me, but please know I cherish every single one of you. And I want to thank you from our deepest hearts for supporting us and making my dreams a reality. Because without you, we wouldn't get to do what we love. Jasmine wouldn't be able to work here. Ryan wouldn't be able to work here. Sean wouldn't be able to work here. And I'm pretty sure Toby wouldn't be with us now either. But because of you guys, he is. And I get to live my best life. And I get to be here and have an amazing day. And sit in a car and ramble for an hour and a half as if you guys are my counselor. So cheers to you all. Go make this drink. It's apple cider with chai latte and caramel. Very folly, very amazing. And just know, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. And thank you to everyone. Just thank you. You guys have no idea what you have done for me. So have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for using the links in the video. Thank you for all that sat through an hour and 20 minutes of this. And thank you to Mom. Thank you for coming to me and having one of your heart-to-hearts and everything. So you guys are truly my best therapy. We need to have more just Ken from the car, not with everyone. I think those are fun, but I miss this so much. So I love it. That's actually Sean's move. I shouldn't do that. That's like copywriting Sean. Not cool. I need to come out with like a peace out, or maybe I do the heart. I love you. So bye everyone.